From Boerne ISD Stadium, it's Texas high school football as the Boerne Greyhounds host the Bears from Lavernia. Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Alexander, happy to be working alongside my friend and partner, Kerry Barboza. We're glad that you're with us. And, Kerry, the goal for the Boerne Greyhounds tonight is pretty simply stated. Win this game, and they win the championship of District 14 4A Division I, period.
Yep, they won it last year, and so they're looking to make it 2 in a row. And the last time that happened for a Boerne ISD team to win 2 district championships in a row was the 04-05 season. So it'd be a historic event, something that hasn't happened in about 15 years. So big game for the Greyhounds.
Boerne is 6-2 overall this year with losses only to Alamo Heights and Midland Christian. Last week, after trailing early, the Greyhounds scored 44 unanswered points to pull away from Somerset 51-21. That got Boerne to 3-0 in district play. And in that game, look at these numbers. Take a look at this. Greyhound quarterback Rashawn Galloway threw for 468 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. And Boerne's been hot. Their offense has been hot. They scored 54 against Uvalde, and then last week 51 against Somerset. And part of that is they're getting everybody back. They're getting a lot of guys back from injury, and so when they're 100% healthy, they have so many weapons on that field. And so that's why they've scored so many points. And so can they score 53 games in a row? We'll see tonight.
Kerry, in prepping for this game, one thing really stood out to me. The Greyhounds take great care of the football. This is amazing. They've lost only 1 fumble all season, and they've thrown a total of just 4 interceptions. That's just 5 giveaways in 8 games. So you can see that the Greyhounds just don't beat themselves.
Yeah, and that's what good teams do, right? They don't give you a whole lot to work with. And so when you think of the Patriots and all those Super Bowls, they didn't turn over the ball a lot. Tom Brady didn't throw a lot of interceptions. They didn't have a lot of fumbles. They didn't make a lot of mistakes, and so they play pretty clean football. And like I said, they're not going to beat themselves, and they're not going to give you a whole lot to work with as far as turnovers or anything like that.
As for the weather tonight, one word: delightful on this final Friday night of October. This is wonderful. There is a pretty stiff breeze coming out of the north-northwest, but it's died down here over about the last hour, and you can describe the conditions as absolutely ideal. The head coaches, Shay Hendricks for Boerne, Chris Tabor for Lavernia. We want to thank them, their staffs, and their athletic department for all the information and all the cooperation that we've received this week. Very much appreciated. Now, Kerry, this is really interesting. Boerne gets their regular season bye next week, which is the final week of the regular season. So this is their final regular season game tonight. And as we said, if they win, they're the champions of their district. They would then have 2 full weeks to get healthy and get prepared for their first playoff game.
Yeah, now they did have an unexpected bye. They had a game that got canceled. They were supposed to go play in Waco at McLean Stadium, but that got canceled. So they got a bye right before district, which was unexpected. This is the one that they had planned on week 10, and I tell you, it worked well for them last year because then you get 2 weeks to prepare it. And that was something that Kerrville-Tivy used to do in the Johnny Manziel era. They would take a couple weeks before their first playoff game, and they went pretty far those years. And so this is a chance for those guys that are still with those little nagging injuries, a chance to get right there. And I asked Coach Hendricks about it. I said, "You're playing so well. Do you wish you could continue to play and just go straight into the playoffs?" He says, "No, we need the rest. We need the rest just to get guys 100% healthy and work on some things and just kind of tinker and go into the playoffs with a full head of steam." So he's not worried about the bye. He doesn't think they're going to lose a whole lot taking that week off.
We mentioned that Boerne quarterback Rashawn Galloway threw for almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns last week in that win over Somerset. Okay, this is kind of nitpicking, but the Greyhounds did have trouble running the ball last week. They really did. 25 yards total for the ball game on 18 attempts. Now, obviously, it was working through the air, but that might be something they want to sharpen up before they enter the postseason.
Yeah, and I agree. And the good news for the Greyhounds is they got J.P. Castro back. He was their starting running back last year, and he's the fastest guy on the team, is what Coach Hendricks said. And so he got hurt in the very first game against Alamo Heights. He came back last week against Somerset. So he's working his way, but he's what he does. He's the fastest guy on the team, so he's a matchup problem, and he's a great pass catcher out of the backfield. So if they can get JP going, that's just going to make it that much harder for other teams with another weapon on the field they have to account for.
Tonight's officials, this is a good crew headquartered out of San Antonio, led by the referee Jim Sartwell. David Bailly is the umpire. The head linesman is Tim Loesch. The line judge, Steve Macha. Carlton Brown is the back judge. The side judge, Paul Aleman. And Colton Mitchell is our field judge tonight. All right, as we said, just almost perfect conditions. It's senior night here at Boerne High School, and there was a wonderful pregame ceremony where the seniors and the various organizations and their parents were honored. It's great. You love it. It's what's wonderful about all of this. But it is a different pregame routine, and sometimes you see teams have a little trouble getting started early.
Yeah, and that's one thing the coaches talk about is you can't control everything. You just have to make adjustments, and it's really a life lesson that you can apply to the game itself and to getting ready for a game. That things are gonna happen, and not always the way you planned. And so, how do you react to that? How do you respond?
You know, one thing, Lavernia had a good season last year. They're a perennial power, very respected program. They struggled a little bit this year, Kerry, but the biggest reason is this is a very young football team. They have very few seniors, and they have a couple of freshmen starting.
Yeah, and like I said, a little bit of a struggle. It's only 2-6 overall this year, but if they're 1-1, and if they win tonight and then win next week, they would be district champs, and so that would make their season. And so there's a lot on the line for both teams tonight. Vernia doesn't want to share it. They want it all to themselves, and Lavernia wants to play the role of spoiler and try to win this thing outright.
All right. We've been talking about what a great quarterback Boerne has in Rashawn Galloway, but let's talk about his counterpart for the Lavernia Bears. This is one of the great football names ever. Their quarterback is Stratton Hayes. Stratton Hayes just screams, I'm a good quarterback.
Yeah, he does. And I tell you what, he's put up some good numbers too, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, and so he's also a pretty good runner for him as well. So he's a good quarterback, and Greyhound's going to have to account for him.
For the most part, Lavernia runs a two-back offense, and that's a little bit unusual these days, so we'll see how the Boerne defense adjusts to that as we are just about ready to play on a perfect October night here in Boerne, Texas. And the homestanding Greyhounds are going to get the football to start the game. And teeing it up for Lavernia is their freshman kicker, John Mecke, and I watched him warming up before the game. This guy's got a live leg.
Well, yeah, there's a reason he was on varsity. You know, such a young player on varsity. Not a big kid at all, but you know, he's got a leg.
Got good leg speed. It's like a golfer with good club speed. All right, Mecke's about ready to put his left foot in it, and with that, we are playing the great game on a beautiful Friday night. Kick taken at the 18-yard line, returned on the far hash, and out around the 35-yard line, and we'll get our first look at the Boerne Greyhound offense. This is an offense that is averaging a little over 37 points per game. That's 5.5 touchdowns per game, and they're averaging 427 yards. So obviously moving the football has not been a problem for the Boerne Greyhounds here in 2021.
Yeah, and Galloway, he had a sprained ankle in that Pleasanton game, so he's kind of working his way back from that. He kind of labored a little bit in that game here, but he's getting better every week.
They'll start this drive from their 35-yard line. Galloway from the gun. We got motion across the formation. Galloway wants to throw well protected, throws over the middle, and just sails it over the head of his intended receiver. That one's just a little bit off target. He was trying to go to Kobe Hunter.
Yep, Kobe Hunter, leading receiver as far as touchdowns for the Greyhounds. And yeah, we talked about the wind a little bit. Wonder if that affected his throw that time, throwing into the wind and throwing with the wind. Two different throws for a quarterback.
You mentioned Kobe Hunter and that he leads the team in receiving touchdowns. How about 10 of them? So on second down, following the incompletion, they keep it on the ground. Got a gain of about 3. Going to set up a 3rd and 7, and we're just underway. Clock moving with 11:38 showing here in quarter number 1.
You talk about Kobe Hunter. He had that streak going where he scored in every game, but it got broken. So he scored in every game except one, basically, for the Hounds.
3rd and 7. You'd think this is a passing down for Galloway. Rolls to the near side. Throws across his body, and this one is a little off target as well. So this is just pure speculation. Galloway is such an accurate passer. We mentioned the fact that the pregame routine was a little different tonight. He really did not do as much throwing before the game as he normally would.
Right, yeah. And 2 throws really where he had receivers wide open, just not able to connect with them. So he just has to settle down and hit his receiver. And he's the punter too, so
he can take out his frustration on the ball right now. Standing back at about his 26-yard line. Token pressure gets it away. It's a low, wobbly kick. Going to roll inside the 20 and take a great roll for the Greyhounds, and they'll kill it down around the 13-yard line. And we mentioned the junior quarterback for the Lavernia Bears, Stratton Hayes. He's completing about 45% of his passes. Takes good care of the football. He's only thrown 4 picks against 11 TDs. And by the way, they have a freshman backup, Ty Tabor, who I think is the son of the head coach. I'm watching him warm up. That guy has got an absolute gun, and he's 14 years old. On first down, running play. Goes really almost nowhere. In fact, officially nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good job by that Greyhound defense. Those the front linemen up there just not giving anything. Just stopped on a dime that time. That play just ended like that.
Well, this is a Boerne defense that's giving up a total of only 192 total yards per game. That's just absolutely outstanding. So 2nd and the full meal deal, 10 yards here. Running play coming near side. Excellent pursuit. Pulled down from behind on just an outstanding play.
It's Tanner Lundy, I believe. Went backwards on that play.
Yeah, loss of 2.
It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with here. I tell you, Boerne's defense got a lot of speed, so you're going to have a tough time running wide on them.
We certainly saw the example there. Excellent lateral pursuit. And I want to make sure we give credit to the right guy. That was Sam Cannell making that play. Deep ball on 3rd down. And this is going to be picked off. And a big return will ensue. This is Will Pearson. And that's his 4th interception of the season, and he leads the team in that category.
Yep, and I believe Pearson had 2 picks last week against Somerset.
He did, in fact. So that's now 4 on the year, and for the Boerne defense, they have really done an excellent job on this. That's their 9th interception of the year, and they're going to give their offense outstanding field position at the Lavernia 31-yard line. Cam Johnson is the receiver to the near side. It'll be a flip. That's officially a forward pass because he flipped it forward. And we're probably going to have a face mask here, Kerry. It looked like that was the case. That was Pekacik on the carry. And you were telling me about what a versatile player he is. They use him in every possible capacity.
Yeah, he's such a good athlete that he's a receiver, but they just said, well, let him run too because he's such a dynamic athlete. And, it looked like he had his face mask grabbed right there. So,
believe that's going to be the call. Inadvertent, unintentional, but he still got the face mask. And there's the walk-off.
He got about 2 or 3 yards on the play itself, and then the infraction comes in, so that's another 15 to what he gained on the actual play.
All right, from the 13 after the face mask penalty. Motion coming across the formation. Galloway with the token play fake, trying to set a pass into the flat on the right side. Beautifully executed, and into the end zone goes Houston Hendricks for the first score of the night. Houston Hendricks with his 4th touchdown reception of the season.
And Hendricks, he's a defensive guy. He'll play a little bit of offense. They just kind of use him spot duty on offense, goal line situations, that sort of thing. And I tell you, he's just another weapon a defense has to account for when he's in there.
Well-executed drive of 31 yards. And on to convert here is Justin Moore, who's hit 30 of 36 PAT attempts so far this year. And now you can make that 31 of 37 as he strokes it through. 9:13 remaining here in quarter number 1 in Boerne, and the Greyhounds lead Lavernia 7-0. Back in a moment on the Greyhound Sports Network.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium, and we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
So, the Boerne defense comes up with the turnover, and the offense knew what to do with that. Scoring drive info from Carey.
31 yards, only took 3 plays in 24 seconds. Houston Hendricks catch from Galloway and set up by the Will Pearson interception. You know, Pearson catches that on 3rd and 12, and so if he knocks it down, he's going to force Lavernia to punt. And so, but he took the interception. Basically, it was like a punt. It was a nice return on it.
Good return, absolutely. Here's the kickoff, fielded nicely on one hop and returned on the far sideline out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So after turning the ball over on their first possession, we'll get another look at this Lavernia offense. They've got some stud receivers as well. They have a sophomore, Colton Schmid, number 9. We'll keep our eye on him because he's having a fantastic year. He's already caught 32 passes for almost 700 yards, 8 touchdowns, and averaging 21 yards per catch. Bears will start this from their 30-yard line. Running play coming near side, and an excellent job of pursuit there as on the tackle for the Boerne Greyhounds is Andrew Poole, and he made a nice play there.
Yep, and then he gets a little bit of help from his friends, and again, no gain. I know it's very early, but Lavernia has negative yardage so far in this game.
And really having a problem on first down for sure. 2nd and a full 10 from the 30. 4-man defensive front for the Greyhounds. Play fake, throw, far side, and the ball sails over the head of the intended receiver, Ray Leha. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Lavernia Bears, who already trail early 7-0.
Yeah, it looked like the Greyhounds bringing in some sort of nickel package with Sam Kennel and Cole Gentry in there as well, just expecting a pass, definitely a passing down situation. We'll see if the Greyhounds bring a blitz here.
It would be a good time to do it. Stratton Hayes, the junior quarterback. That's Ty Tabor going across the formation in motion. Play fake. Hayes to the near side. Gets hit as he throws and really got lit up there. And that was a really nice job of lowering the boom by Tanner Lundy.
Yep, Lundy just basically playing a linebacker role. He sees a quarterback make a move, so he steps up and delivered a shot and really affected the throw that time.
Ethan McKnight, the punter for the Bears, going to be taken moving forward. So a nice running catch. He didn't let that ball hit and let it roll. That was a very nice job of doing his job by Riley Pekacic. That was outstanding because a lot of guys would have kind of backed off from that. And he saved at least 15 yards of roll yardage by being very aggressive in fielding that punt. And his team will start this drive from their 44-yard line.
Well, they got J.P. Castro in there at running back, like I said, making his return last week. So let's see if they try to get him going.
Galloway, the quarterback, got off to kind of a slow start, but then threw a touchdown pass. He goes to the far side, and he's throwing deep. The intended receiver was Justin Moore, who's also the team's kicker, and that one a little bit overthrown, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they like to roll Galloway. He'll roll out of the pocket, and that was a tough throw because that was on the run a little bit. Just kind of sailed it a little bit.
Galloway's an impressive athlete. I mean, he is really put together very, very solid. And the first thing that jumps out at you is his delivery is just really wonderful. It's compact, no wasted motion, but once again, just a little off target as he's a little bit behind his intended receiver, Pekacic.
Yep, just a little bit. We've seen that a few times from Rashawn, and he's definitely an athlete, like you say. He's a baseball player. He's a catcher, and it's tough to steal bases when he's behind the plate.
3rd and 10. Bears in a 3-man defensive front, maybe showing blitz coming off the edge. Now they back off it, at least for the moment. J.P. Castro, the running back, alongside Rashawn Galloway. Galloway rolls to the far side, looking for a receiver, keeps his eyes downfield, throws it deep, and that's going to be pass interference. And pretty easy call, but probably also a really good decision by the cornerback, Cash Casas, because otherwise he might have given up 6 points. Cash Casas, by the way, a sophomore cornerback for Lavernia, has 3 interceptions on the season, and you watch him on video, he's an outstanding player.
Yeah, it looked like trying to go to Pekacic that time, and I don't know if that would have been an overthrow, but the defensive back doesn't know that either, so That's why he makes that play and takes the penalty, because he'd rather give up 15 than a touchdown.
But that will keep the drive alive, of course, as it moves the ball into Lavernia territory, and that's an automatic first down. Line of scrimmage, the Bear 41. Two receivers to either side of the formation. 3-man defensive front. They bring 3. Galloway with the play fake, throws it into the near flat. That was coming in kind of hot, and it kind of skipped out of the hands of the intended receiver there.
Looked like Garcia, Max Garcia, number 3 there.
Incomplete, so it's 2nd and 10, and the Greyhounds quickly get their offense back to the line of scrimmage, forcing the pace here just a little bit. 2 receivers to the far side, running play this time, and that is J.P. Castro on the carry. And he's going to have a gain of about 5, setting up a 3rd, and it's really going to be about 3rd and 6 here. And we do have a Greyhound player that is down here on the near side. And that may be Castro. We will keep it right here, but obviously all of our best wishes go to the injured player. It appears to be a leg injury, and yes, that is the man who just carried the football, running back J.P. Castro.
Well, I hate to see that, especially since he was just coming back from injury last week. That was the first time he suited up since the Heights game in late August, and so it's only his 2nd game back.
We come back to play. The line of scrimmage is the 37, so this is 3rd and 6, and the Greyhounds will set 2 receivers here to the near side of the field, also the short side in this case. Pekacic in motion. Coming back the other way, they give it to him on a reverse. He takes a big hit inside the 30-yard line, but hangs on. And that was a well-designed, really well-crafted play, and it picks up the first down at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Luke Campbell had a shot at him in the backfield and could have kept him to a loss, but Pekacic's such an athlete, he gets away.
Galloway, the quarterback, play fake, rolls to the far side, throws it into heavy coverage, throws it into traffic and throws it across his body, and that was almost picked off by freshman cornerback Colby Gates.
Yeah, Greyhound passing game right now is just a little rough. A couple drops, couple overthrows, that time in traffic, like you said. Just maybe they are a little off. Their timing just a little off because their pregame was a little different with the senior night and all that. Maybe that's still affecting them.
Galloway normally very accurate. He goes into the game completing 66% of his passes. And we've got a flag and a whistle and perhaps a false start. And that appears to be the case. First penalty against the Greyhounds so far tonight. Going to move the ball back to the 33-yard line. Still second down. Tight end in the ball game right now, and we have motion across the formation by Cam Johnson. Kind of skipped the snap in there, but they set the screen to the near side, and it's well blocked and well executed. And so this they're finding a little rhythm now for sure.
That time to Chance Gentry. Gentry's played a lot with Castro out and Cuervo, of course. Two good running backs for him.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 3. Galloway throws it into the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. And once again, he threw that into some pretty heavy traffic.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of room in front of him. I wonder if he would just tuck and run and maybe just try to get that first down. But instead he threw it. And I don't know if he still doesn't want to run because that ankle that might still be bothering him. But it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, line of scrimmage is the 21, and they need just under 3 yards to convert the first down. Clock stopped for the moment, and we have a timeout taken by the Greyhounds. And, okay, yeah, if you've made the decision that you're going to go for it, okay, fine. Now let's decide what play we're going to call.
Yeah, and the play clock I think they were trying to decide if they were going to go for it. Play clock got down to 8, so they didn't want to risk backing up from there.
Well, the line of scrimmage is the 21, so that would be a 38-yard field goal attempt if they're thinking about that. They do have a good field goal kicker. Justin Moore has hit all 3 of his field goal attempts this season.
Definitely looks like they're going to line up to go for it.
Absolutely. And at least for now, they set 2 wide receivers to the far side.
The plays have been there. They're just kind of sluggish right now. They're just not quite in sync the way we're used to seeing them play.
Might be a good idea to keep an eye on the tight end right now, the senior Kobe Hunter, who's to the near side. Motion by Houston Hendricks. Galloway got a man wide open, also has a flag. Now, it's a completion that for the moment has first down yardage, but it's thrown in an area where I'm wondering if that was offensive pass interference, maybe a so-called illegal pick.
Yeah. And Hendricks was the guy in motion, so did somebody pick for him to get him open? Yep. So now does this change what you do? Because it's going to back you up, so you –
well, now you really are in kind of no man's land because I don't think you're going to be able to hit the field goal from there. I wouldn't think. So maybe the best thing you do is just come to the line of scrimmage and go for it here on 4th and 8. Galloway, the quarterback. Cam Johnson, the motion man. So it's 3 receivers to the far side of the field. When the ball is snapped, they're throwing a throwback pass. Got a man wide open at the 4-yard line. Beautifully designed play and a wonderful catch by the running back on the wheel route, Chance Gentry. What a throwback by Rayshawn Galloway.
Yeah. I wonder if that was a check down route. I think he was looking to the right, and he just saw that Gentry was open, and now they're going to bring in Hendricks. Probably to run is usually why he goes in there. So Galloway, like I said, still kind of nursing that ankle. Usually Hendricks goes in. He's the running quarterback.
So they convert on 4th and 8. Nice play fake, zone read, and Houston Hendricks gets right to the lip of the cup. It'll be 2nd and goal just outside the goal line. Clock moving, 5:55 here in quarter number 1, and the Greyhounds trying to add to their 7-0 lead.
So many weapons for the Greyhounds out there.
Hendricks awaiting the snap. He'll follow a lead blocker into the end zone. And now Boerne extends its lead to 13-0 with the PAT still upcoming. And, after the PAT and when we come back, we'll have a fun discussion about that long pass. I think that was a designed throwback all the way.
Yeah, could have been.
All right, so Justin Moore on to try to convert his second PAT of the evening. Also an outstanding receiver. Ball's down cleanly and on its way. And it's through the pipes. 5:25 remaining first quarter. And Boerne now leads Lavernia 14-0. If the Greyhounds win tonight, they win their district championship. Back in just a moment on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by H-E-B, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Chick-fil-A, Frost Bank, Jet Specialty, Ferris Orthodontics, 1910 Church, Wick Productions, and Dog and Pony Grill.
So, junior Houston Hendricks with a great start for the Greyhounds tonight. Hendricks already has a reception for a TD and just moments ago a rushing TD from a yard out to give his team a 14-0 lead. Kind of a pop pooch kick. And you want terror? If you're the guy trying to feel that with all those people bearing down on you, that will put a lump in your throat for sure. So how about the scoring information on that drive?
There they go. 11 plays, 56 yards, took 2:46 off the clock. And the key play was that 22-yard pass to Gentry from Galloway. We talked about, was that the design play or was that the check down throw? Either way, pretty impressive catch and throw there that time by the Greyhounds.
Yes, it was. So you get the feeling that the ball game is at a point where the Bears need to do something right now, and they do start with good field position from their own 45-yard line. Stratton Hayes, the quarterback, gives it off. Running play coming near side. That is a big, strong young man. That's senior running back Garrett Brandt. And I watched some video of some of their earlier games, and that guy is an absolute hoss. He is a load to bring down. He's also a defensive starter, and it's interesting. He's such a good running back, but, Kerry, he comes into this game with only 31 carries on the season.
Yeah, I think because of his size, they just need, like you said, they just really need to get something going. They have to answer. They've had an interception and a punt, and so they need to really get something going.
First down from the Greyhound 39-yard line. Ray Leha comes across the formation and now sets up on the near side. And again, running play. And once again, that's Garrett Brandt, senior, 6'2", 220. We mentioned the fact that he doesn't have a lot of carries, but what he does have is a lot of TDs. He's gotten in the end zone 7 times this year.
He's kind of the goal line back just because of his size, I would imagine.
Gain of almost 5, moves the ball to the 35-yard line. So the Bears with by far their most promising threat of the evening so far. Stratton Hayes to the far side, throws, overthrows. Had a couple of receivers in kind of a flood route out there, and he's a right-handed quarterback moving to his left, and the ball tends to sail, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but he kind of had one short and one deep, so I don't know if he overthrew the short one or underthrew the deep one. Either way, it's incomplete.
Setting up a 3rd and 6 from the 35-yard line. Hayes, the quarterback. They'll keep it on the ground, and going to be about a yard shy of first down yardage, and we also have a late flag on the carry. That was Garrett Lamb for the Bears. Now we'll see what the flag is all about.
Yeah, it came out very late in the play, maybe a face mask.
There you go. even without a microphone, we can hear the booming voice of referee Jim Sartwell, and that's exactly it. That's a face mask violation.
It's a big break for the Bears.
Yes, it is. That was a third down play.
Yep, and it's going to take it into red zone territory for them.
All the way down to the 16. They started this drive on their own 45-yard line. Clock now moving again following the penalty as they set the ball and wind the clock. 3:38 showing in quarter number 1, and Boerne up 14-0 over Lavernia.
Play clock.
There you go. Delay of game. That clock hit 0. And that has got to be exasperating for Lavernia head coach Chris Tabor.
Yeah, because if you're going to have a chance, you got to play pretty mistake-free. You got to play pretty clean tonight. You can't have pre-snap penalties. That's tough.
Absolutely. You got to stay in front of the chains, and now after the walk-off, it's 1st and 15. 2 receivers to the near side. Ray Lehi in motion. Stratton Hayes to the near side under heavy pressure, gets away from a tackler, throws it complete and into the end zone for Lavernia goes Ty Tabor, the freshman. And that was almost a sack by Tanner Lundy, who had great pressure, but look at the composure that Stratton Hayes, the quarterback, displayed. He got away from that and threw a TD pass.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Hayes there. Just like you said, avoided that tackle. That was the big part, is just avoiding it, and then it looked to be a breakdown in the secondary that time.
12th touchdown pass of the year for the junior quarterback, Stratton Hayes.
Blocked.
PAT is no good as it's blocked, and that tends to be significant because it keeps it right now at an 8-point game. Boerne leading Lavernia 14-6. Back with the final 3 minutes of the first quarter in just a moment. Thank you for being with us here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Better service, faster results. Let Toyota Boerne be your next pick for service. We're family owned and operated. And with express maintenance at our state-of-the-art service center, you'll be in and out in a flash. Right now, get 50% off your next oil change and complimentary loaner cars and rentals. Plus, service from our Toyota certified technicians is a recipe for success. Don't wait. Experience Vic's Pick for yourself. If you want the job done right, schedule your next service at Toyota Boerne.
So the Lavernia freshman, Ty Tabor, gets his team back into the game by catching his 3rd touchdown pass of the year. Here's Kerry with the scoring drive information.
6 plays, 55 yards, took them 226. Got a face mask penalty that helped them. Then a nice play on the pass from Hayes to Tabor. Just basically avoided the sack.
Well, John Mecke was set to kick it off, but we had a whistle, and we'll see what that's all about.
I wonder if they called it. Yeah, Boerne called a timeout.
Now, I wonder what they were concerned about.
Yeah, because
did they think maybe because of the alignment, they might be vulnerable to an onside kick? Maybe.
Yeah, because Coach Hendricks went out there and he was pointing at something out on that field. So something they didn't like on the alignment there. And if you're Lavernia, you don't have anything to lose by trying an onside kick.
Yes, sir. And the timing would be good. You got a little spark, you got a little momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Last week, Somerset tried an onside kick. Strange's onside kick. They kicked it right at one of the up men. It hit his foot, and it bounced back beyond the 40 the other way.
A little bumper pool.
Yeah, and they recovered. But then they had I think one of the Pearson picks ended that drive.
All right. So the Greyhound kick receiving team has made whatever adjustment in their alignment they wanted to. And here is the kickoff. It's going to be taken at the 28-yard line and returned on the far side. That's some tough running going on right there. A nice return by Kane Wolf.
He really came kind of close to breaking that.
He really did. And that turns out well for the Greyhounds, who will start this possession from their 44-yard line.
Yeah, great field position, starting field position for the Greyhounds. Still trying to get in sync, I think. Still trying to. And then we got Galloway, looks like lined up as a receiver, and nobody's in front of him. Nobody's guarding Galloway.
That's a big offensive line for the Greyhounds as well, and an experienced one. And look at this. You were telling me that they kind of use this guy as a Swiss Army knife. He's got all kinds of tools there, and that's Pekacik on the carry. That's a nice call and a good gain, and that gets it inside the Lavernia 40-yard line at the 37, and quickly the Greyhounds come to the line of scrimmage. Running play on first down, gain of about 2.
And I want to say that was a wildcat with Pekacik taking the snap because Galloway was lined up as a slot receiver on that left side on that last previous play.
I think it does qualify, absolutely. Gain of just under 2, so second and a long 8. Galloway from the pistol, play fake, throws deep, far side, got a man wide open and just overthrew him. Wanted to put a little more air under that because that could have been a pretty easy touchdown throw. And Galloway, after the big week that he had last week, throwing for 468 yards, 5 touchdowns, just seems to be rushing just a little bit so far tonight.
Yeah, one thing, you saw the arm strength by Galloway, just a rope down there about 50 yards. And like you said, probably needs a little bit more air. It looked like he's trying to hit Justin Moore. Just a little bit more air under it. Let Moore adjust his route a little bit and make that catch.
So 3rd and 8 from the 36. Pekacik across the formation. Galloway wants to throw near side. That's a nicely run route, perfectly executed. That's going to get first down yardage. Nice job by Cam Johnson.
Yeah, good job by Johnson, knowing where he was on the field, right where the sideline was. He kept his feet in, made sure he did that. Made the catch and got the first down.
What do you think? Best throw of the night so far for Galloway?
Yeah, right there. That was money. That was a money throw right there.
From just inside the 25-yard line, running play. That's Chance Gentry on the carry. Mentioned the fact it's a big and experienced offensive line for the Greyhounds. They got 3 seniors and 2 juniors on their offensive line. Now, contrast that with the Lavernia offensive line. They don't have a senior starter on that line. Very young team. Their prospects for 2022 are going to be very bright. Galloway with time. Now kicks out, gets away, running to the far side, has his eyes downfield, throws it into the end zone, skips off the hands of the intended receiver in the back of the end zone. And once again, I'm not second-guessing the young man, but it's something you noticed earlier, Kerry. He had lots of running room there.
Yeah, and I think because of the ankle injury he got in that Pleasanton game, they're just trying to limit what he does right there on those types of plays.
Pass is incomplete, so it's 3rd and a long 6 from the 20-yard line.
That was kind of like a schoolyard play. Just, hey, I'm just going to scramble around and throw it deep.
Galloway looks right, now sets a screen back to the left side, and that was really well diagnosed by the entire Bear defense. And in particular, that was a nice job of identifying the play by Hunter Burkett.
Yeah, there was really just nothing there. And Galloway just basically throws it into the ground, not wanting to risk an interception. So 4th and 6 would be about a 37-yard field goal, but it looks like they want to go for it.
Well, earlier they had a 4th and 8, and they converted on their way to a touchdown. So that's the plan here for him at least. Galloway from the shotgun, standing back at about his 26-yard line. Here's the snap. Galloway with plenty of time. Frozen rope. Beautifully thrown, beautifully caught. Justin Moore with a really professional catch. That was a hands catch. He didn't let the ball get into his body. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and you saw, like you said, that just the arm strength of Galloway just line drive that thing in there.
That thing was a drill bit. On first down, they give it off to Chance Gentry. He cracks over right tackle. Gets brought down around the 5-yard line. Got under a minute remaining here in the first quarter in Boerne, with the Greyhounds trying to add to their 14-6 lead on a night where if they win tonight, they win the championship of their district. From the 5, Galloway looking to the near side, fade, and overthrows the intended receiver. Now, they set that to the wide side of the field because they had a lot of room, but he just couldn't make connection there with Cam Johnson.
Yeah, just overshot him that time. Usually, Houston Hendricks comes in. I don't see him. But, he's a guy who plays a lot of defense. You got to get him his rest. He can't be in there. You can't. It's hard to play on both sides all the time, so he's got to get his rest at times, too.
Houston Hendricks, who has scored both of Boerne's touchdowns so far tonight. 3rd down from the 5, 2 receivers to the near side. Galloway retreats, well protected, another fade, and that's kind of a busted route. They had 2 receivers. They didn't want that kind of spacing. Those 2 receivers were way too close to each other, and that brought coverage in there, and somebody ran the wrong route. Pass falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and now we more than likely and certainly will see a field goal attempt by Justin Moore. And we mentioned the fact that he's 3 for 3 on the season in field goals. This is going to be a relatively short kick on the far hash mark, kind of where you'd want it for a right foot kicker. They'll set it down at the 12, making it a 22-yard field goal attempt. High snap, down cleanly, on its way. Oh, wow, what a nice job that was in getting that ball down, and it makes a difference. So Boerne, its 3rd score of the night as they extend their lead to 11 points at 17-6. Back with the final 22 seconds of the first quarter in just a moment. Thank you for being with us here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Ladies, that is how you execute the run-pass option.
All right, guys. In order to live in this community, we need to know important facts. What year was Boerne High School opened?
Back in 1909.
Now, who knows the name of the mascots?
Rowdy and Rita.
Okay. What year did Boerne play its first football game?
Back in 1909.
Coach Oswald.
All right, so the Greyhounds missed out on a couple of opportunities for a possible 7-pointer, but they do get the 3 to extend their lead to 11 at 17-6. Here's the kickoff, going to be fielded inside the 15-yard line and returned to the far side of the field. That's junior Sebastian Sanchez on the return for the Bears.
Well, that last drive by the Greyhounds, 11 plays, 51 yards, took them 231. Moore with a 22-yard field goal with 22 seconds when he made it on the clock. So
you'll take the points, but I'm sure Boerne's a little bit disappointed with that drive because you thought they were going to cash that in for a TD. All right, so the Bears will start this drive from their 28-yard line. Stratton Hayes, the quarterback. And again, they start with that wide zone play coming to the right side of the formation. And Sanchez on the carry gets a 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5 now. As we have just now reached the end of the first quarter, we played 12 minutes here in Boerne, and the homestanding Greyhounds lead it by 11 at 17-6. Back with quarter number 2 in a moment here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the freshest tortillas. That's why H-E-B bakes tortillas fresh in store. Your kids won't eat tacos on Tuesday or any day without their favorite toppings. Good thing H-E-B has it all, including guacamole made fresh in store. It's been a really long week, and it's still only Tuesday. That's why H-E-B does all the shopping for you, so you can just pick it up with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door. Shop the app or online and pick up curbside free at H-E-B.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, We are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium. And we'll have a great...
Back with quarter number 2 here in Boerne. Lavernia Bears start the quarter with the football, trailing by 11. Start this drive from their 32-yard line. Or start the quarter from there. That was a 2nd and 5 play. And they're going to move the chains with that. Nice carry, nicely done, moves it out to the 38-yard line.
Bears got a few things going the last 2 drives with the ground game, and, of course, they scored with the touchdown. So kind of figured some things out here the last 2 drives.
Yeah, the Bear offense looks a lot more settled now. They set a tight end and a flanker to the right side of the formation. Now move another man over there for trips. And on the carry, that's the junior Sebastian Sanchez, who gets really rocked just as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's something defense recognizes. You got 7 men up on the line of scrimmage. You know, it's probably going to be your run. That's why you got all those guys up there blocking.
Well, the Bears do use a fullback, something that's becoming something of an endangered species here in high school football. It's the sophomore Luke Campbell.
Uh-oh.
Stratton Hayes, play fake, comes to the near side, being chased by 6 defenders, throws late, incomplete, and he took a pretty good whack there as he let go of the football.
Yeah, he had about 4 Greyhounds run after him. He was running for his life that time. Very fortunate it didn't get intercepted. He just kind of threw it to an open part of the field.
Hey, this Greyhound defense kind of runs like Greyhounds, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I get it.
They got a lot of lateral speed. If you look at them, they're not the biggest guys, but they got a lot of speed.
Well, as you said, very impressed with their lateral mobility. 3rd and 10. Greyhounds in a 4-man defensive front. Here they come. Hayes to the near side, throws it into the ground, just kind of thumbed that one a little bit. And after picking up a first down, this drive comes to a halt for the Bears as they're going to have to punt the football away. Trailing by 11 at 17-6, and we're just underway here in quarter number 2 in Boerne.
I don't know if the fact he was throwing on the run maybe threw his timing off that time. Hayes well short on that throw.
Pekacich is the punt return man standing back at his 30-yard line. He's going to want to get away from that one. The punt will roll inside the 30, and it'll be killed down at about the 27-yard line. All right, so we're still kind of waiting for the Boerne quarterback, Rashawn Galloway, to really get it all together like he did last week, and that was an understatement. He put on a show last week.
Yeah, and the good news is, you're not firing on all cylinders right now, the offense, but at the same time, you're still winning 17-6, and so I think that's kind of a lesson that maybe you don't have your best stuff every single game, but you still got to find ways to play through it and find ways to win.
Well, Galloway is not hurting for arm strength, that's for sure. Start this drive from the 27 officially. Galloway looks left, now looks back to the right, well protected, has a man open, overthrows Moore, and you know what? That was kind of subtle. It looked like the defensive back, Tyler Hensley, may have gotten away with grabbing a little laundry there, but he did what he had to do.
Yeah, and again, Galloway with a little bit of real estate in front of him, chooses not to run. He throws it downfield. That was just kind of a scramble play. I think Moore ran the route, saw that Galloway was still on the run. He took it downfield, and Galloway just tried to float it over to him.
Galloway has been well protected tonight.
Yep. Sure has.
So 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Clock stopped with 10:19 left before halftime. Running play coming near side. Ball carrier bounces out of one tackle and spins. So a lot of effort there by Chance Gentry, but doesn't gain a whole lot of yardage. As a matter of fact, that's a net 0, so it's 3rd and 10.
Yep, have not seen JP back in after he left that game, game earlier, so let's see Usually Gentry and Cuervo, the two running backs.
Two receivers to the near side. Tight end flanker to the far side. Galloway from the gun. Again, well protected. Throws over the middle. Got a man wide open. Really a nice throw and catch there. And he puts it on the ground late. Gets it back. But now we can see why the tight end, Kobe Hunter, is so highly regarded. He is an impressive athlete.
Yeah, big kid. And last year they didn't really use him a whole lot. But new OCs put that tight end back into the game plan.
Already with 10 touchdown catches on the year. Running play on first down. Chance Gentry gets a yard, maybe two.
Chance Gentry on the carry. Number 32, Justin Thompson.
Clock moving with 9:08 before halftime. Greyhounds trying to add to their 11-point lead. They're up 17-6. Again, that's officially a forward pass as he flips it forward, and Pekacic is going to win this foot race. He's going to take this to the house. Touchdown, Boerne Greyhounds. And what an innovative play. Second time we've seen that call. And it's really ingenious because if you somehow put it on the ground, it's just an incomplete pass.
Yeah. And they'll the coaches will tell the officials that we're going to run this play. He's going to pitch it, so it's a pass. So if we drop it, don't think it's a fumble. Just want to let you know. And, like I said, Pekacic, they get him involved in all kinds of ways. Wildcat, pitching it, throwing it, let him running it, you name it. And that time you saw the speed once he got out in the open field.
It's his third rushing touchdown of the year. He also has 3 touchdown receptions. PAT on its way and good. So Moore, the kicker, is having a good night. Our score right now with 8:48 left in the second. Boerne 24, Lavernia 6. Back in a moment here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium. And we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
So the Boerne Greyhounds, who need a win tonight to lock up their district championship, really starting to tighten their grip on this one as they lead it 24-6 over Lavernia. Scoring drive from Carey.
5 plays, 78 yards, took a minute 48, had the 53-yard touchdown pass from Galloway to Pekacic. Also had a 22-yard completion to Kobe Hunter on that one.
Yeah. And I want to correct myself. Obviously, that is a receiving TD for Pekacic. Okay, so the Greyhounds now with a chance to really get aggressive defensively here with under 9 minutes remaining before halftime. And they have the personnel to get aggressive. Running play on first down, as we've seen so often from the Bears so far tonight. Some tough running by Garrett Brandt. And he gets about 5 on the carry, maybe a little bit more. Line of scrimmage, nose of the ball right at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Brandt's been a pretty consistent runner for him tonight. Whenever he touches it, usually a positive thing, positive gain for him.
Tight end and 2 flankers to the far side. Running play off right guard. And romping and stomping, that's that big guy we've been talking about, Garrett Brandt.
Well, he's been their most consistent offensive player tonight. So why not keep going to him?
That tough run, that's a first down out of the 41-yard line.
16-yard run.
Greyhounds showing blitz. Here they come. And they run away from the blitz. And again, that's Garrett Brandt on the carry. And that's worth doing. That's a good first down gain of almost 5 yards.
It looked like he might have bobbled that ball a little bit, Brandt, but he holds on to it. And like I said, gets about 4. And yeah, you want to run him, but at the same time, he's got to get a little bit of rest too. So he's going to come out on that play.
Boerne with an 18-point lead at 24-6. 7 minutes left here in the second. Corner showing press coverage. Running play, though, right off right guard. It's not going to net the first down. It's going to set up a third and a long 3 situation with the ball at the 47-yard line.
Makes you wonder what they'll do. Might be 2-down territory at this stage of the game, though.
Well, you would think so. They're down 18. It's one of those situations. They have bigger problems than this, but that missed extra point by Lavernia is a factor in the game. Tight end and 2 wideouts to the near side. Hayes throws. Incomplete. It was intended here on the near sideline for Colton Schmid, who's been kind of quiet tonight. We mentioned the fact Colton Schmid goes into the game with 32 catches for almost 700 yards, and he has scored 8 touchdowns.
Good job by the corner, Craycraft, that time. Just got a hand in there, just enough to get in the way and knock it down and make it a fourth and 3.
And at least they line up in punt formation.
Greyhounds aren't believing it.
Nope, they don't have a guy deep.
No.
Punts away cleanly. Nobody there to field it. So we'll see where it goes out of bounds and rolls, and they're going to mark it at about the 22-yard line. So we'll keep it right here with 6:03 left here in the first half.
Yeah, 4th and 3 near midfield. Boerne wasn't buying that they were going to punt, so they had nobody back, like you said, had all 11 men in the box just prepared. Well, they're willing to take a chance with the long roll that may have pinned them back deep, but pretty good field position here to start, considering you didn't have anybody back.
Look at the body language by the Greyhound offense as they take the field. They're very eager to get this drive started. From the 22. Play fake. Galloway rips it. Throws it a little bit behind Pekacic, who turns and makes a wonderful catch and an even more spectacular run after the catch. We saw a couple of things there. Amazing arm strength by Galloway, but the adjustment that Pekacic made, that was amazing.
That goes for 38, and Greyhounds, as Pekacic comes out, it's going to be a timeout, looks like.
And we'll use this opportunity to keep it right here, right now. So Boerne realizes this could be a critical drive here. They want to make sure they got everything together because they have an opportunity to take complete control of this game before halftime.
Yeah, and Vernia is trying to figure out how you stop Pekacic because he's got almost 100. He's got over 100 yards. That's almost 100 yards in just his last 2 catches. He had the 53-yarder, and then that one went for 38.
You know, we've seen his hands. We've seen his ability to run after the catch. He also is an outstanding route runner. You don't see many high school receivers who have that kind of knack and instinct for route running the way he does.
91 yards on his last 2 catches.
That'll work. Back to play following the timeout. 1st and 10 from the Lavernia 40. Bears showing blitz. Running play coming near side on the carry. That's Adrian Cuervo, the senior.
Adrian Cuervo on the carry. Stop made by number 75, Cuervo for 6.
He gets about 3, so it's 2nd and 7. Clock rolling, 5.5 minutes left here in the second period.
Does anybody huddle anymore? Nobody really seems to huddle. Everyone just kind of stands and looks at the coach and they signal in stuff. And
that huddle thing is just a museum piece now.
yeah, apparently.
That's something your granddaddy told you about, you know? Yeah. Galloway to the near sideline. And a wonderful hands catch. These receivers are really well coached and really well trained, and that's a nice catch by the tight end, Kobe Hunter.
Gets up a little slow, though. He's kind of laboring right now. He took a pretty good shot that time.
Yeah, he did. He had a big week last week against Somerset. 5 catches for 110 yards and a score.
$16-yarder that time to Hunter.
Nice throw and catch. Moves the ball to the 21-yard line.
Great hands. Did you see the way he did his hands?
Beautiful.
Yep.
Hunter this time on the right side of the formation. That's Moore in motion. Play fake. Galloway extremely well protected. Throws it into the end zone. Did he come down with it?
Yep.
He did indeed. And the he is Kobe Hunter. Nice seam route and an absolute seed thrown by the quarterback, Rashawn Galloway.
The thing about Kobe Hunter, he's got height, so he just, like you said, was there lined up as a tight end there, just traditional formation. Just ran a little route to the end zone and got behind the defender. Galloway knows with his height, he can just throw it up, let him go get it, and that's what happened.
He's familiar with the end zone. That's his 11th touchdown of the season. PAT on its way. And the Greyhounds really trying to close out this half in impressive fashion and are doing so as they extend their lead to 31-6. We'll be back in a moment with the Greyhounds in command here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Ladies, that is how you execute the run-pass option.
All right, guys. In order to live in this community, we need to know important facts. What year was Boerne High School opened?
Back in 1909.
Now, who knows the name of the mascots?
Rowdy and Rita.
Okay. What year did Boerne play its first football game?
Back in 1909.
Coach Oswald.
Things setting up nicely for the Boerne Greyhounds, playing their final regular season game of the year and playing at home. If they win tonight, they win their district championship, and they're in good shape right now, at least, leading Lavernia 31-6 late in the second quarter. Here's the kickoff. Returner running laterally. Excellent coverage by the Greyhound kickoff team. That appeared to be Tate Craycraft, who's having a big night. He's made some big hits and some very alert plays, and that was outstanding coverage.
You had that nice pass breakup earlier on that Vernia drive, and that one goes 4 plays, 78 yards, a minute 42. The last drive was 5 plays, 78 yards. So
after a little bit of a slow start, the Greyhound offense really finding its rhythm now. Running play on first down, gets nothing, going to lose a yard. That's the junior Sebastian Sanchez on the carry for the Bears.
Let's see how the Bears play this last 4 minutes here.
Well, they're bottled up there at their 13-yard line, and the last thing you want to do right now is make a mistake. Boerne's already used 2 of its timeouts here in the half, so they're thinking about getting this ball back and adding to their lead before halftime. Deep ball. Intended receiver, can't quite pull it in, but he's got his arm pinned, and we are going to have a pass interference call. The intended receiver was Colton Schmid. He tried to one-hand it, one-arm it, but his other arm was being pulled by the defender. So we are going to have a pass interference call, and I think a correct one.
Yeah, I don't like that throw. I like taking a shot downfield like that. Why not stretch the defense, see if you can hit one over the top, and I think he might have caught that if it hadn't been interfered with.
I think he probably would have. And, when you think about it, it's kind of counterintuitive. But in a way, in this situation with the field position you had, that deep throw may have been the safest play you could have called.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 following the PI. Hayes, the quarterback. Running play, far side, Garrett Brandt. It's hard to bring that guy down behind the line of scrimmage, but the Greyhounds managed to do it this time.
Well, they hit him low down at the feet. Take your feet out. I don't care who you are. You can't run without feet. So
officially no gain, but he lost a couple of inches on that. Clock running with 3:12 showing here in the second period. Bears will send 2 wide receivers to the near side. Tight end and a wing to the far side of the field. Now they bring Ray Leha in motion. Running play. Going to net only about 1.5 yards. And going to set up another 3rd and long situation for this Bear offense. It's the Lavernia offense that's been averaging just over 22 points a game.
3rd and 8 here.
All right, we'll see if Boerne brings defensive heat here. They line up in a 4-man front. Hayes wants to throw under heavy pressure, gets it away. It's going to be picked, or should have been picked. Still a nice alert play made in the secondary by Cole Gentry.
Really, the roles were reversed. The receiver kind of became the defensive back.
Sure did.
Stopped the interception, and defensive back became the receiver trying to make that interception. And this is going to be the 3rd punt if they do indeed punt here. So 3 punts for Lavernia in this quarter.
And you would think that the Greyhounds are going to get the ball again in great field position and plenty of time to do something with the football. Not a great punt. Going to be fair caught there at the Boerne 46-yard line. 2:07 remaining before halftime. And there would be no reason for the Greyhounds to be anything other than very aggressive on this possession.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. And they do have 1 timeout. Their last 2 drives, so Lavernia 3 drives in this quarter, 3 punts. Greyhounds 2 drives so far, 2 touchdowns, and both of them passing touchdowns. And this will be their 3rd drive here, and they've scored in 1:42 and 1:48, so they've got a lot more time than that to work with here.
They'll start from their 46. 3-man front for Lavernia. Galloway, once again, lots of time. Now climbs the pocket, throws it over the middle, had a man wide open. That was Pekacik again. And that one just a little bit off target. And he wasn't just open, he was loose in the seam.
He might have scored. And again, we saw Galloway with some space in front of him just chooses not to run. I think he's just kind of under that, might be under that directive. We don't need you getting hurt. Don't run it. Just throw it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Justin Moore is the lone wide receiver to the near side of the field. Now they motion to twins. Galloway wants to throw again, well protected, deep ball, far side, and once again overthrows his intended receiver, an open receiver. And Cam Johnson, a very highly regarded junior receiver, they just had kind of a little bit of a tough time making connections with him so far tonight.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns last week, Somerset. Cam is quite a baseball player. As a lot of these are. Riley is a heck of a baseball player. Rashawn is a great baseball player.
You mentioned Johnson's 2 touchdowns last week. That was 2 touchdowns included in a stat line that had 7 catches for 192 yards. Third and long from the 46. Galloway not hurting for arm strength, miscommunication with the receiver. It'll be 4th and long.
Yeah, it looked like Pekacik cut off the route, and Galloway thought he was going to keep going on a fly route, and he turned it out.
Smart move here. Punt the football.
Yeah, you're in control of this game, 31-6. Your defense is playing great. They just gave up one touchdown. That's been it.
Galloway standing back at his 35-yard line. Gets the punt away. Line drive, spiraling punt that's taken inside the 10-yard line and returned here to the near side. And the return man skips out of bounds. That's Colton Schmid on the return. And we'll see what Lavernia elects to try to do here. Bottled up in their own territory, but really trailing by a wide margin at 31-6 with about a minute and a half left in the first half.
They do have 2 timeouts.
Stratton Hayes from an empty set. 3 receivers to the far side of the field. They come back to the near side instead, and that's the sophomore, the very talented sophomore, Colton Schmid on the reception, and he also gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:26 showing.
Just a little bubble screen that time, and very effective. And really, if he didn't run out of real estate, he might still be going.
He can motor.
Gain of 12.
Bears again from the empty set. Greyhounds showing blitz. They bring 5. Throw over the middle. And it kind of skips off the receiver's hand like a rock skipping off a lake. The intended receiver was Ray Leah. He couldn't reel that one in.
Yeah, and he was open. Leah was wide open, just not able to get it to him. A little high that time.
Second and 10 following the incompletion. 4-man front for Boerne. Hayes moves to the far side, pulls the trigger, overthrows his intended receiver. That was Leha, the intended receiver, once again. Clock stops 1:16 before halftime.
Been open twice, just not been able to. Leha has just not been able to connect with him. Both throws a little high.
Third and 10. Pressure coming off the edge, so Hayes steps up, comes to the near side, gets out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock. 1:10 showing.
Didn't get the first down, though, so it's going to be 4th and 1. So
yeah, he is short.
I don't know. They look like they're bringing in the punt team. They don't want to give the Greyhounds a short field with a minute.
Yeah, I know they're down a lot. You'd say be aggressive, but here's the deal. If you don't get that, and if Boerne gets points before halftime in that situation, this game is absolutely over. So we got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. Everybody talking about this call and this decision and what they're going to do. But I think a coach's first job is to keep his team in a football game, and I do think that punting the ball right here is the percentage move.
Yeah, and I wonder, like the last time, if Boerne isn't going to believe that they're going to punt, and so they're going to put anybody back with a minute, just in case they try that fake, on 4th and 1. But I think if you're going to go for it, you just line up and go for it. You don't do it out of a fake punt, because the punter's back 10 yards, as opposed to just snapping it where he's just a yard off. So,
well,
let's see what they do.
After obviously considering a punt, they just bring in some jumbo personnel, and they're going for it here on 4th and 1.
It's high risk, high reward.
Very inexperienced offensive line.
Maybe trying to get him to jump. Nope.
Hayes gives it off.
Fumble.
Here's a scoop and score situation. They bring him down, but that was a very alert play by Houston Hendricks, who's done it all tonight for the Greyhounds.
And it was Hendricks that had the fumble recovery last week, and he lateraled it to Kennel, and Kennel ended up scoring. But
from 70 yards away. Yeah. Okay, just a nightmare here for the Lavernia Bears, because they do, in fact, turn it over, and they give the Greyhounds, who are already totally in command, another golden opportunity before intermission.
And I don't know if where the running back got hit, if he would have even had the first down.
He really got popped. First down, Galloway to the near side. Now reverses his field. He's got a lot of room. Let's see what he does. He throws it into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Pretty good man coverage there on the far side of the field in that dark corner of the end zone. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. 52 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, incomplete. I think Cam caught it, Cam Johnson. I think he was just out of bounds when he caught it.
Yeah. Just ran out of room.
Mm-hmm. So now you got Houston coming in.
And, Kerry, I don't think, not that there was any doubt, I don't think there's any doubt that you're right about the orders that Galloway is under. They've told that guy, don't you run the ball.
Yeah,
we don't need that.
Even right there, he's had plenty of opportunities, even just to get 5-6 yards and move the ball.
2nd and 10, Galloway under some pressure now, retreats all the way back to the 40-yard line, and finally wisely throws this one away, and there's no problem there because he's outside the tackle box, got it well beyond the line of scrimmage. That's fine. Now you know what? I'm seeing a little bit of a hitch in his get along right now.
Yeah, there was a. I think it's going to be a hold on that one, but yeah, he's still working his way back. He's still working his way back. And the good news for them, he's going to have 2 weeks to kind of get it right before the playoffs after tonight.
Well, it sure looks that way right now, with Boerne leading 31-6.
Someone said might play Fredericksburg. That was one of the potential first rounders.
Galloway. Oh, what a nice sliding catch made at the 5-yard line. Oh, that's Pekacik again having a big night. From the 5. Play fake, slant, end zone, touchdown. Cam Johnson. They've had a little bit of a problem getting the ball to him so far tonight, but not that time. Perfect textbook execution.
How about the use of the clock by the Greyhounds? They took over with a minute 2, and they had a 10-yard penalty, and they still score with 15 seconds. And how about that catch by Pekacik there, that sliding catch that he made?
That was really the play that kept it alive, no question about it. PAT on its way. Moore remains perfect on the night. And with that, the Greyhounds extend their lead to 38-6.
One thing we've talked about is the weapons that the Greyhounds have this quarter. Pekacik, Kobe Hunter, Cam Johnson, all with touchdown receptions from Galloway.
Johnson ran that slant route absolutely perfectly. He got across the face of the defensive back, made sure that he committed to it, and made it a relatively easy throw for his quarterback, Rashawn Galloway.
Yeah, Galloway, nice throw, right on the money. Doesn't have to break stride or adjust his route at all. And, so we've seen 4 Greyhounds score. Houston Hendricks has 2 touchdowns, and then so far in this quarter, we've had 3 different receivers score touchdowns, and, of course, Justin Moore kicked the field goal,
So with the 3 TD throws tonight, Rashawn Galloway now with 30 touchdown passes on the season. Moore with the kickoff in the final 15 seconds of the first half. Be taken just around the 10-yard line. And that's the sophomore on the return, Colton Schmid. And after the change of possession, following the kickoff here, there's 7 seconds, and you would not anticipate anything other than the Bears taking a knee on this one.
Brown's protecting. They got some couple guys deep. Maybe just a handoff to see what guy can break something.
Well, I mean, you got to protect yourself against that, but I wouldn't anticipate they'd get aggressive at all. And they don't, as they keep it on the ground on what proves to be the final play of the first half. Impressive performance by the Boerne Greyhounds, trying to win tonight to clinch a district championship. We've played 24 minutes. Our score at halftime, Boerne 38, Lavernia 6. Halftime coming up. Glad you're with us here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by H-E-B, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Chick-fil-A, Frost Fame, Jet Specialty, Ferris Orthodontics, 1910 Church, Wick Productions, and Dog and Pony Grill.
We are 1910 Church.
The NTC.
We're on a mission.
A mission that fuels everything we do.
We're about finding and restoring.
Finding things that have been broken, lives that have been broken, and restoring them to the manufacturer's intended design.
We're serious about people.
Because we think people matter.
We're fun.
Energetic.
And crazy about life.
Because we think it's worth living.
And don't worry, we aren't perfect.
Just forgiven and honored to have a second,
a third,
fourth chance.
We would be honored to meet you.
And what you're wearing right now is appropriate.
So enjoy the game.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hi everybody, we're here to surprise the 10,000th student in BISD. Let's go get them.
Surprise to share. So as you know, our district's getting bigger, and here at Fair Oaks Ranch Elementary, our campus enrolled the 10,000th family last week, the DePablo family.
Congratulations on being the 10,000th student in Boerne ISD history.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium, and we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
Today on World Teachers Day, I just wanted to take a little bit of time and thank you. You know, so far this has been a great fall. You would not believe we've been through 2 years of the pandemic, because when I walk through our hallways, I hear laughter. When I look into our classrooms, I see kids learning. When I walk through our football games, I see bigger crowds than ever. Our parades, the biggest parades I've ever seen. It really is great to be in Boerne, and it's great to be here because of you. You make the difference. Your love, your care for our students, it shows each and every day when we're here. But after 2 years of going through this pandemic, we're coming out stronger, brighter than ever. And it's because of you. So thank you. We know we are the best because you are the best. So happy World Teachers Day.
Ladies, that is how you execute the run-pass option.
All right, guys. In order to live in this community, we need to know important facts. What year was Boerne High School opened?
Back in 1909.
Now, who knows the name of the mascots?
Rowdy and Rita.
Okay. What year did Boerne play its first football game?
Back in 1909.
Coach Oswald.
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the freshest tortillas. That's why H-E-B bakes tortillas fresh in store. Your kids won't eat tacos on Tuesday, or any day, without their favorite toppings. Good thing H-E-B has it all, including guacamole made fresh in store. It's been a really long week, and it's still only Tuesday. That's why H-E-B does all the shopping for you, so you can just pick it up with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door. Shop the app or online and pick up curbside, free at H-E-B.
Better service, faster results. Let Toyota Boerne be your next pick for service. We're family owned and operated. And with express maintenance at our state-of-the-art service center, you'll be in and out in a flash. Right now, get 50% off your next oil change and complimentary loaner cars and rentals. Plus, service from our Toyota certified technicians is a recipe for success. Don't wait. Experience Vic's Pick for yourself. If you want the job done right, schedule your next service at Toyota Boerne.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Boerne Beat, sponsored by the Boerne Education Foundation, where we highlight the top stories from around Boerne ISD. A total of 14 students from Champion and Boerne High Schools have been named Commended Scholars in the 2022 National Merit Scholarship Program. About 34,000 commended students throughout the nation are being recognized for their academic success. Commended students place among the top 50,000 students who entered the 2022 competition by taking the 2020 SAT. For a complete list of those commended students, please visit our website, BoerneISD.net/commended2022. The Boerne High School Chamber Orchestra has been invited to perform at the 2022 Youth Orchestra of San Antonio Invitational at the Tobin Center in May. The Greyhounds are one of just 20 ensembles selected to perform at the event. The Champion Honors Orchestra has also been selected to perform. Congratulations to both. 8 Boerne High School choir students have been selected as members of the Texas Music Educators Association Region 11 Choir. The students will also audition for pre-area in November. Great job, Greyhounds. Tuesday was World Teachers Day. Our superintendent, Dr. Thomas Price, sent a thank you message to our amazing Boerne ISD teachers.
We know we are the best because you are the best. So happy World Teachers Day.
On Tuesday, HERF 5th grade teacher Susan Mertz, who is the reigning BISD Teacher of the Year, accepted a proclamation on behalf of all teachers from Boerne Mayor Tim Handren in celebration of World Teachers Day. The city also turned the main plaza gazebo blue in honor of teachers. Thank you to everybody for a great day of celebration. And now here are the photos of the week from around Boerne ISD. those are the top stories from around Boerne ISD this week. A reminder, fall break is from October 8th to the 13th. Classes resume on October 14th. Thank you for watching and have a great fall break.
There are just some things you can count on when you live in Boerne, Texas.
Good people, great families, and amazing schools.
I'm Tyler Ferris.
And I'm Megan Hembry, and for over 10 years, we've taken great pride in transforming your smiles.
We're Ferris Orthodontics, and just like you, we're here to stay.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by H-E-B, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Chick-fil-A, Frost Bank, Jet Specialty, Ferris Orthodontics, 1910 Church, Wick Productions, and Dog and Pony Grill.
We are 1910 Church.
The NTC.
We're on a mission.
A mission that fuels everything we do.
We're about finding and restoring.
Finding things that have been broken, lives that have been broken, and restoring them to the manufacturer's intended design.
We're serious about people.
Because we think people matter.
We're fun.
Energetic.
And crazy about life.
Because we think it's worth living.
And don't worry, we aren't perfect.
Just forgiven and honored to have a second,
a third,
fourth chance.
We would be honored to meet you.
And what you're wearing right now is appropriate.
So enjoy the game.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hi everybody, we're here to surprise the 10,000th student in BISD. Let's go get them.
Surprise to share. So as you know, our district's getting bigger, and here at Fair Oaks Ranch Elementary, our campus enrolled the 10,000th family last week, the DePablo family.
Congratulations on being the 10,000th student in Boerne ISD history.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium, and we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
Today on World Teachers Day, I just wanted to take a little bit of time and thank you. You know, so far this has been a great fall. You would not believe we've been through 2 years of the pandemic, because when I walk through our hallways, I hear laughter. When I look into our classrooms, I see kids learning. When I walk through our football games, I see bigger crowds than ever. Our parades, the biggest parades I've ever seen. It really is great to be in Boerne, and it's great to be here because of you. You make the difference. Your love, your care for our students, it shows each and every day when we're here. But after 2 years of going through this pandemic, we're coming out stronger, brighter than ever. And it's because of you. So thank you. We know we are the best because you are the best. So happy World Teachers Day.
Ladies, that is how you execute the run-pass option.
All right, guys. In order to live in this community, we need to know important facts. What year was Boerne High School opened?
Back in 1909.
Now, who knows the name of the mascots?
Rowdy and Rita.
Okay. What year did Boerne play its first football game?
Back in 1909.
Coach Oswald.
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the freshest tortillas. That's why H-E-B bakes tortillas fresh in store. Your kids won't eat tacos on Tuesday or any day without their favorite toppings. Good thing H-E-B has it all, including guacamole made fresh in store. It's been a really long week, and it's still only Tuesday. That's why H-E-B does all the shopping for you, so you can just pick it up with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door. Shop the app or online and pick up curbside free at H-E-B.
Sweethearts of Boerne High School, the 2021 Starlights and Silver Storm. Starlights and Silver Storms are under the direction of Mrs. Kelly Patterson. At this time, the Starlights would like to thank their sponsor, FCMS Canfree, Boerne Boat Housing Store, Sunny Air Conditioning Heating, Nationwide Black Flat, Madison Basketball, Medicine Claim Services, Senior Bank, Healthcare Well Services, Marco's Pizza, Ben Sassy Boutique, Crossbank, Main Street Engineers, Cooking with Francis Jones, Charlie Rose Boutique, Carl Slingers, Marquee Fitness, Sometimes Refining Sport, and Front Runner Air Conditioning. Hey, thank you sponsors for supporting the Starlights and the Silver Star. The Starlights are led onto the field tonight by Junior Lieutenant Olivia Strange, Junior Lieutenant Rachel Murphy, Junior Lieutenant Mason Lester, First Lieutenant Rico Hurley, Lieutenant Colonel Victoria Newmeyer, and Annie Brown, Starlight Leaders Kelly Brown, and Silver Star Leaders Bob Betancourt. Looks like we're ready, so sit back and relax while the Starlights and the Silver Stars perform to Seven Nation Army. Representing your pride of the community is the mighty Vernia Greyhound Band. The band will be performing the show after the game, but first you might notice we have some very special guests. Tonight those guests are from Boston Middle School and Vernia Middle School North, and the combined band's going to start with their performance. It's called Curry Craft 400. Great job, band, and I've been told we are going to get the night at halftime. First, we're going to have a second song. Hey, middle school, we really enjoyed having you play with us in the stands, and we look forward to having you join us next year. We want to thank Mr. Rickman, Mr. Jose, and Mrs. Perkins for teaching these wonderful students. And now to finish off their guest performance, our middle school friends will accompany us in a performance of the Hey Song. Okay, tonight the Greyhound Band, this is their last home performance. We're super excited. This is the 2021 UIL show. It's entitled Storm. This will be our last home performance before area performance tomorrow. Now we're going to do well. The band is conducted by drum majors and McLean Peter.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium. And we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
Ladies.
This game is going into overtime. At the Dog and Pony, we are calling it OT at the Pony, and we're open until 11 p.m. after Friday night home games. Head over to dogandponygrill.com if you'd like to order before you leave the stadium. And we'll have a Greyhound or Charger burger waiting for you. Dine in with us, grab a cold beverage, and enjoy the rest of the night with our full kitchen open until 11 p.m. Come on over, because we are ready for you.
Ladies, that is how you execute the run-pass option.
All right, guys. In order to live in this community, we need to know important facts. What year was Boerne High School opened?
Back in 1909.
Now, who knows the name of the mascots?
Rowdy and Rita.
Okay. What year did Boerne play its first football game?
Back in 1909.
Coach Oswald.
Welcome back to halftime at Boerne ISD Stadium on this beautiful final Friday night of October. Things going very much the way the Boerne Greyhounds wanted them to go in the first half as they lead the Lavernia Bears by a score of 38-6. Carry on a night when it's really simply stated, Boerne wins this game and they win their district.
Yeah, and the good thing for Boerne is really haven't looked all that crisp at times. First quarter was kind of a struggle, but even having said that, you were still winning by 2 scores at the end of the first quarter. So even though they've struggled, they found ways to kind of fight through that. And now their second quarter, they kind of got some things going there. But they're playing really well.
Do want to mention quickly, those were 2 great performances by 2 great high school bands and dance teams.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
impressive.
That was.
Lavernia will get the ball to start the second half. They're in a hole. They'll try to dig out of it. And on the return for the Bears, that's Sebastian Sanchez, and he cracks up across the 25, almost, in fact, right at the 30-yard line as we get underway. And I want to absolutely make sure that I do not in any way short Boerne quarterback Rashawn Galloway. I mentioned his 3 first-half touchdown passes. I have to keep reminding myself that flip off the jet sweep to Pekacic was, in fact, a touchdown pass. So he had 4 first-half touchdown passes and carried to 4 different receivers.
Yeah, and that's kind of like Boerne's stat line every week, seems like.
Running play on first down. That's the big guy for the Bears. Garrett Brandt coming to the near side. This is a pretty good rush defense by the Boerne Greyhounds. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think overall they just, you're looking at them, we talked about it earlier, not a lot of big guys. You don't see those big beefy guys up front, but still they got a lot of speed, and they defend well, both the pass and the run.
Gain of 1 officially on first down, so 2nd and 9, just underway here in the third quarter in Boerne, with the Greyhounds leading 38-6 over Lavernia. Hook route in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Schmidt having a little bit of a tough night, but he's having a great year. He scored 8 receiving touchdowns this year and is averaging, or at least was before that play, 21 yards per reception. Of course, that's an incomplete pass, so it's 3rd and 9. Stratton Hayes has gone all the way at quarterback for the Bears. 4-man defensive front for Boerne. Hayes to the near side. Pulls the trigger, but the pass is incomplete. And this secondary for the Greyhounds moves well, and they really coordinate their coverage as well. And that was a good-looking defensive series for Boerne, as it's 4th down for Lavernia, and they still need 9, and they're going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, not the kind of start you were hoping for. If you're the Bears, 3 and out, you only get 1 yard on 3 plays.
Punt's kind of a knuckleball. That's going to take a Lavernia roll and be killed right at the 30-yard line. So we'll see what offensive approach the Greyhounds take here in the second half, as they're already nursing a 32-point lead at 38-6. And Kerry, you mentioned a couple of times, and you saw it right away tonight, that it's really obvious that the quarterback, the wonderful quarterback for Boerne, Rashawn Galloway, has been told, don't you even think about running.
It sure seems to be that way. He said a couple times where he's had some wide open field in front of him, and just I can understand if that's what he's been told. That I understand why he's nursing an ankle injury, and they're going on by. They just want him healthy.
1st and 10 from the 30. Galloway swings it out into the flat. It's complete, and that's going to be very close to first down yardage. And if there's a guy that's just jumping out at me tonight, like this guy is a football player, I'm talking about their tight end, Kobe Hunter.
And Hunter did a good job right there, staying in bounds, keep the clock going.
Yeah, did not get the first down, but your point is extremely well taken. Clock rolling with 10:27 here in the third. Galloway gives it off to Adrian Cuervo, going far side, gets the corner, and gets into Lavernia territory. Let's see where they're going to mark it. It's going to be about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, let's give
they're going to move it back to midfield, but still the play clears for the first.
Yeah, 11-yard run. They only needed one to get the first, and that's something we talked about. Greyhounds really didn't get their running game going. They're throwing a lot. So I would think when you're got a lead and you want to kill clock, that's something you got to get going is get that run game working for you.
Well, they've moved the ball 20 yards already on this possession. Ball squarely at midfield. Galloway on that flip again, and that's a nice limp leg move as the receiver just kind of ducks inside that would-be tackler. That was Cam Johnson.
We've seen that little pitch forward to Pekacik. Now we see it to Cam Johnson. So just kind of –
it's a nifty play.
Yeah, just kind of letting everybody get a chance at it.
Two receivers to the near side. Johnson's the outside receiver. Running play, that's Cuervo again, and look at him. Breaks a tackle, changes direction, gets chased out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to say he stepped out. I think they're going to mark it at about the 27 or 28. But I'm sure that's something that's going to make the head coach, Shea Hendricks, really happy. They wanted to get that running game going. You want to feel good about that as you head into the postseason.
Well, that's how you close out games with the lead, is you run the ball and you burn clock. And so far, Cuervo, 11-yard run and an 18-yard run that time. So good start to their run game in the second half.
And they will milk the play clock for the rest of the night. Play clock at 4. And they get it away. Play fake. Deep throw into the end zone, one-on-one situation, and over the head of the intended receiver. That was Cam Johnson.
Greyhounds taking a lot of deep shots. We saw on this drive they did a little short pass. They haven't done too many of those. They've taken a lot of deep shots tonight.
They've run a few kind of shallow arrow routes to the flat, but mostly all these balls have been vertical.
Yep.
2nd and 10 following the incompletion. There's the flip to Pekacik again. Why not? It's been so successful, and he is a very aggressive runner. He runs with absolute abandon, and he is close to first down yardage.
They ran that pitch to Cam Johnson coming this way. This time they're running it to Pekacik going that way, the other way, so gets about 9 on it.
So there's 3rd and 1. And that is a nifty move by Cuervo. Oh, wow. I mean, showing some real elusiveness there. And then he turned on the power. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, nice move. Little jump cut by Cuervo. Avoids the hit and gets a first down. 1st and goal, Greyhounds.
from the 9.
It's burning clock.
Running play again. Cuervo again. This time he doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose about a yard.
Along with Austin Martinez on the stop for the Bears.
And you're okay with that if you're the Hounds. You're just trying to burn clock right here.
And they've done a pretty good job of that already, as we're under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter now.
Took over about 11-minute mark or so just inside of it, so.
Galloway gives it off to Cuervo, and this time he gets really stuck back at around the 11-yard line. So I'll say this, the Lavernia defense is still fighting. I mean they are still meeting blockers, and they're still taking on the ball carrier.
Now we got Houston in there.
He's done a little bit of everything tonight.
He lines up in the backfield or as a receiver when he comes in on offense.
He's got a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown tonight. Galloway with all night long. Now he flushes to the near side, got his eyes downfield, throws it through the back of the end zone. Now what I did like about that, either his guy was going to catch that or nobody was.
Right. There really wasn't anything there. There really wasn't. Pretty good coverage by the Bears. Give him credit on that. And just like you said, he threw it high, and so either his guy's going to catch it, go up and get it, or it's going to be an incomplete pass.
You know, I know that Boerne scored a lot of points, but I've been impressed with the Lavernia cornerbacks. So on for a field goal attempt here is Justin Moore, who already has 1 3-pointer tonight. This one's on its way. And it's good, and with that, Moore now 5 for 5 on field goal attempts on the season. And this one really going the way of the Boerne Greyhounds as they extend their lead to 41-6, 5:48 remaining period 3. Back in a moment on the Greyhound Sports Network.
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the freshest tortillas. That's why H-E-B bakes tortillas fresh in store. Your kids won't eat tacos on Tuesday or any day without their favorite toppings. Good thing H-E-B has it all, including guacamole made fresh in store. It's been a really long week, and it's still only Tuesday. That's why H-E-B does all the shopping for you, so you can just pick it up with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door. Shop the app or online and pick up curbside free at H-E-B.
So the Greyhounds get 3 more points and burn a lot of clock doing it. Here's the info from Carey.
11 plays, 59 yards, took 5:05, so almost half the quarter on that one drive.
Kickoff bobbled and then taken there and returned to the near side. That was Sebastian Sanchez, the junior running back, on the return.
Just wonder at this point with the 41-6 lead, starters, how much longer the starters are going to go. Galloway, is he done for the night? Pikacek, Kobe Hunter, Cam Johnson, Justin Moore. Just wonder how they'll play it going forward here.
Carey, how deep is this Greyhound receiving corps? I mean, they got strength in numbers. From the 21. Hayes gives it off. That's Sanchez on the carry, and he's met by the right side of the Greyhound defensive front. No gain.
Moreno with a nice tackle, slung him to the ground. 2nd and 10 here. Yeah, that Boerne receiving corps is going to be a matchup problem in the playoffs for teams.
Yes, for anybody they play, I agree. That's Sanchez again. Starts right, then cuts it back over the middle. This time he gets a gain of about 2. But that's going to set up a 3rd and 8 situation. And the clock now under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. and Boerne with a comfortable 41-6 advantage.
Because you think about it, the Greyhounds with that offense, you can't just focus on one receiver.
No.
you can't just focus on Pekacik or Kobe Hunter.
Got a question for you in just a moment. Here's Hayes throwing the deep ball and finally makes connections with their deep ball receiver. That's Colton Schmid on the catch. That was a well-thrown ball.
Yeah, that was, and they tried that earlier, and it almost worked. It looks like the player's hurt, but after that nice catch, he's not getting up, but nice pass and catch, and they went downfield deep on that one.
Hope he's okay. You know, it's funny. Even though it's kind of cool, it's also very, very dry, and it's one of those nights when players may not possibly have hydrated properly, and that could be a cramp. At least I hope that's the case.
Yeah, and actually on the kickoff return, one of the Boerne players was down for just a second. Looked like he was cramping a little bit. Came to the side, started stretching. So, yeah, you definitely got to drink, even though it's not the 95, 100-degree day that you're used to in football. You still got to drink and properly hydrate.
What is it the trainers always tell you? If you wait until you're thirsty to drink, it's too late.
Too late, yep.
That one carries all the way down to the 24-yard line. Hayes, the quarterback. Zone give. And cracking inside the 25 down to about the 22 is sophomore running back Garrett Lamb.
That pass and catch by Lavernia on the previous play went for 53 yards. Definitely a nice play for them.
This time the Bears send two receivers to the near side of the field. Out of the pistol, Stratton Hayes, play fake, comes to the near side, now under heavy pressure, reverses his field, going to be sacked back at the 32-yard line. Relentless pursuit on the part of the Greyhound defensive front.
Yeah, Brendan Lavada, one of those in there with the sack. This is tough.
It's all the way back at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that's a
and
tough
they've got to
situation.
get to the 14 to convert.
Having a tough time just getting 10 yards. Now you got to get 18. It's tough, playing behind the chains. Good news that Schmidt is back in there.
Good to see that. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Here's Hayes. Well protected, steps up in the pocket, throws deep down the middle. And that is just a center fielder making a play. That is an interception followed by a fumble and now a big return. And I mean a big return on the part of Charlie Stahl. Yeah, don't need this.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Looked like Pearson with the interception, then the fumble, then it was picked up by Stahl, who had a 50-yard return, and another flag just came out. So there may be some ejections here. Let's see.
That's Pearson's second INT on the night.
Yeah, he did that last week.
So emotions running a little high out there.
Yeah, I don't think Pearson intentionally fumbled or tried to lateral. I think he just fumbled.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because it was right at the one. That would have been a good tackle by Lavernia. It was like a punt.
Got offsetting personal fouls. So the interception, of course, stands, as does the long return.
So no harm, no foul. That's just frustration on the Bears' part. proud program. Really,
very much so.
Yeah,
very much so.
Really struggling this year, and just a little frustration.
Yeah, they went into this game with a record of 2-6 and 1-1 in district play. So after all that, they'll mark the football for the Boerne Greyhounds at the Lavernia 47-yard line. Clock stopped with 2:33 remaining in the third quarter. And it has been all Boerne since early in the game. Greyhounds jumped out to a quick 14-0 lead. Lavernia got within 8 at 14-6, but it's been pretty much all Boerne since then.
And you see right now, you're seeing kind of a mix of some starters and some reserves in there. We'll see if Galloway, Galloway's still out there, but got kind of a mix of some backup and starters in there.
From the 47, Galloway out of the pistol. Running play near side. And that's Cuervo, who takes a pretty big pop on the sideline there. And once again, we've got some tempers flaring. Let's not let this get out of control. Gain of about 1.5 yards.
A little bit of jawing going on between some of the players, but cool night. Hot tempers.
Logan Schramm now in the ball game at tight end for the Greyhounds. Play fake. Galloway off his back foot, far side. Good adjustment made, and that's going to be a completion down around the 25-yard line.
That Colin Wolf,
who's made a couple of nice plays tonight.
Yep. No Pikacek, no Cam Johnson, no Colby Hunter. They're just kind of letting guys play, but that was a nice play. They did keep Galloway in there, but
very nice adjustment by Wolf.
Yeah, very nice.
Galloway gives it off right up the gut. That's Chance Gentry on the carry. Gain of about 2.
That was a 21-yard completion to Wolf. I had a nice catch earlier, like you mentioned, I believe, in that first half.
Yeah.
So we had 2 running backs. Cuervo was in there, and then Gentry was in there.
A little bit of an unusual look. You see more of that out of Lavernia, actually. 2nd and 9 officially. Galloway looks to the far side. Now he just throws the hook route. Easy pitch and catch. Shy of first down yardage, but a nice completion nevertheless.
Looked like Wolf again on that catch.
These receivers are really well coached. Watch the way they catch the ball with their hands instead of trapping it against their chest. 3rd and about 4, another hook route and another completion, and that's Wolf again. No, I can say it came out.
Yep. Well, that kind of changes. It was going to be a first down. Now it's 4th and 4, so.
Yeah, that's kind of in that tweener area for a field goal right now.
That's a long field. That'd be a 37-yarder.
Yeah, although Moore does have 2 successful field goals tonight, but there doesn't seem to be any doubt about what the Greyhounds are doing. They're going for it here on 4th and 4.
Yeah, bringing in Borjan as a receiver in the slot here.
Galloway steps up in the pocket, throws it over the middle, incomplete. That one sailed on him a bit as well. Kerry, you've seen this team. I'm so impressed with the Greyhounds. You've seen this team a lot more this year than I have. Do they normally protect that well? Because Galloway has had just fantastic protection tonight.
Yeah, and at times where maybe the defense has gotten through, he's had the ability to scramble and create stuff with his legs. He comes in to the game, top 2 on the rushing list for the Greyhounds this year. So I just haven't seen him run tonight. I think that's just not an option for him tonight.
Well, as you said, he came into the game with 240 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. But he is clearly under orders not to run tonight. So Lavernia gets the ball on downs, and on first down they get a modest gain. As we have reached the end of the third quarter, our score right now, Boerne 41, Lavernia 6. Back with the final 12 minutes in just a moment here on the Greyhound Sports Network.
Better service, faster results. Let Toyota Vernia be your next pick for service. We're family owned and operated. And with express maintenance at our state-of-the-art service center, you'll be in and out in a flash. Right now, get 50% off your next oil change and complimentary loaner cars and rentals. Plus, service from our Toyota certified technicians is a recipe for success. Don't wait. Experience Vic's Pick for yourself. If you want the job done right, schedule your next service at Toyota Vernia.
It isn't Taco Tuesday without the
With the fourth quarter in Boerne, it has been all Greyhounds as they're taking on Lavernia. And if Boerne wins tonight, and all indications are that Boerne will win, they will be the champions of District 14 4A Division 1. Glad you're with us. It was 17-6 Boerne after 1, 38-6 at halftime. And our current score as we enter the fourth quarter, Boerne leads this one 41-6. All right, so as we start the fourth quarter, it's 2nd and 8, and now it's going to be about 3rd and 7.5. Not much going there.
I think both teams just kind of want to get out of here without any more damage.
Nobody get hurt, please.
Yeah. And they Boerne's done with regular season, but Lavernia's got a game next week.
Yeah, they'll close out against Pleasanton. Close out the regular season anyway. Pass was bobbled, but it winds up being a completion out across the 30-yard line to about the 33. So, fresh set of downs, and the Bears will send 2 wide receivers to the near side. Stratton Hayes, the quarterback. Running play, far side. That's Garrett Lamb on the carry. And once again, we see the amazing lateral pursuit of this Greyhound defense. You just don't turn the corner on them.
It's hard to. And the thing is, some of these guys are, again, it's a mix of starters and backups. And so really it doesn't matter who you put in there. Even the backups have pretty good speed.
They really move well. And their front four has been largely dominant tonight. 2nd and 10. Hayes will throw far side. It's a comeback route. It's a completion. And it's going to be very close to, in fact, we'll clear for first down yardage. And that was Colton Schmid. That was the young man we saw cramp up a few minutes ago, but he lit the afterburner there. Not only a nice route, but some real quickness displayed after the catch.
Goes for 11 yards. That little wheel route, that comeback route right there, or excuse me, that little comeback wide receiver bubble screen, that one's worked well for him. And so has a deep shot. The deep passes worked well.
First down out of the 44-yard line from the pistol. Running play. Coming near side. Garrett Lamb cuts it back. And again, that inside-out pursuit of the Greyhound defense gets it done.
Nevada with the stop. We called his name a couple times tonight.
This is an impressive roster. It really is. And now they're going to have 2 weeks to get completely healthy and get ready for their playoff opener. Ray Leha is the man in motion. Play fake. Hayes throwing deep, got a strong arm, and it's incomplete. There's not going to be a call. That one hung up a little bit. It was intended for Schmid.
Good coverage by Brown, not interfering, making a nice play on the ball.
Well, and good recovery, too, because he was initially beaten.
Yep. And knocking it down, making it incomplete, but Hayes has pretty good arm. I mean, he can sling it downfield pretty good.
No question about that. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes to be on the same field with a quarterback with an arm the likes of what we see with Boerne quarterback Rashawn Galloway, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with Hayes' arm. Under heavy pressure this time, and he's going to be brought down back inside the 40-yard line at about the 38. Josh McDaniel officially on the sack. And so it's 4th and 15. And Lavernia, already trailing 41-6, is going to have to punt it away. Clock moving with 8:19 remaining in the ball game. This one's away cleanly. It's a low kick. Boerne again doesn't even put somebody back. They're just going to let this.
They're all running off the side.
Yeah, they're just going to run. Let this go. And that's the right thing to do.
I've never seen in the middle of the play everybody running to the sideline.
Two things: get off the field. Don't commit a penalty. Just get off the field.
Like a fire drill or something.
Or some really good special teams coaching. You know, that's good situational football there.
Yep. I think we're going to see, I think Galloway's done. I think backup looks like Houston Hendricks is going to be in there.
Tight end flanker to the far side. Again, here's that little flip that's been so successful, and they've done it with a variety of different receivers. This time, it's Max Garcia.
Yeah. And you know, we talk about the run game, trying to get that going. That's kind of like a run, even though it's a pass. It's almost basically a handoff, just a little pitch forward. So.
And the reason I love it, like we talked about earlier, it's so safe. If it does hit the ground, no big deal. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. That's Cuervo on the carry. And he's having to fight for every little blade of nylon artificial turf there. And we got a flag. The linesman just threw that flag about 50 feet in the air, and I mean late. And I have no idea what that's about. This crew, headed by referee Jim Sartwell, has done a good job tonight because this has gotten a little chippy and they just wouldn't let it get out of control. Yeah, that could be a magic word situation.
Yeah.
So the unsportsmanlike penalty is going to move it back. And what was going to be a short yardage situation is now anything but, as they take the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, now they did get a first down.
They did get exactly. It was absolutely. It was after the play.
Right.
So they'd gotten the first down, and then they make the assessment from there.
So it doesn't cost them it cost them yardage on, but not on the down.
But yeah, exactly. It's still 1st and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Hendricks. Lays it off on the near side. Complete. And, yeah, once again, things on the sideline are getting a little bit hot.
And you got to allow for guys, when they hit somebody near the sideline, there's probably going to be a little bit of action onto the sideline. That was 5 yards off to the side.
It did, and contact was still being made. Now, I will say he did make initial contact with him on the field of play.
Yeah. I agree there. Just trying to keep it from escalating anymore.
2nd and 4. Houston Hendricks, the quarterback. Running play. Near side. Chance Gentry on the carry. And he smartly stays in bounds, and the clock continues to roll with 6 minutes left in the football game.
Well, he got the first down. Is the big thing.
Yeah.
Those are the balls on that right at the 25, and I think that's what he had to get was at 25.
I continue to really be impressed by the detailed coaching that these Greyhounds are getting. They're very situationally aware, and it's impressive. And that's a good carry there by Chance Gentry. Gain of almost 7.
And it's right now backfill by committee. Gentry, Cuervo, Gentry, Cuervo.
Cuervo's in there right now. Lavernia showing blitz. The give is to Cuervo. You know what? If for anybody who is of this vintage, not only does Cuervo wear number 32 like Walt Garrison did, he moves like Walt Garrison.
And he's a soccer guy. He was on the state championship soccer team last year, and so he's good footwork, good conditioning. Those soccer guys run a lot.
Good athlete. And he's got a first down out at the 39-yard line. 4:21 and counting. Here comes the blitz. Again, there's that inside shovel pass, and turning the corner and getting pretty good yardage there is Jacob Boerne.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think he's at least the 4th different player that they've run that little pitch pass to, a little touch pass, pitch pass, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's a real staple of their offense. I mean, they don't use it as a gimmick play at all. It's just kind of what they do.
And again, it kind of substitutes for the run game, even though it's technically it's a pass like we've said, but it's like a run basically.
Second and just under 4. Low snap, no big deal. And once again, that's Cuervo. And yeah, that little jump move there, it really reminds me of Walt Garrison. You know, just a little pinch there, you know?
And Cuervo is senior, so likely his last home game here for the playoff start, and so he's put on a good show on senior night.
As has this entire Greyhound team. They are playoff ready.
10th play of the drive, so picking up yards and chewing up clock.
Very effectively now with 2:45 left. Here's Hendricks, and he'll just fire it out of bounds. No problem there. There was nobody in the area. Didn't have to be. He was outside of the tackle box and threw it past the line of scrimmage.
He hit the marker, the yard marker.
Well, it does have a target on it.
Yeah, it does. He hit the target. He gets the prize. But that time, even right there, Houston had some room, had a little bit of room. Just, we don't need to get anybody hurt. Just let's get out of here.
I think that's pretty smart. Once again, Cuervo. And once again, that jump cut. And once again, a significant gain of about 7 yards. All right, let's talk about it. Give me your playoff-ready assessment of the Boerne Greyhounds.
I think they're looking good. If they can get everybody healthy, which they seem to be. I don't know what happened with Castro tonight. He kind of left the game, hasn't returned. They're looking good. That wide receiver core is pretty healthy.
And a very active defense. There's the flip again, so you can score that one a completed pass. You can also score a big gain of about 15 yards. So the clock will stop briefly as they move the chains, and then it'll start to move again.
Yeah, I think the Greyhounds like to get the running game going a little bit more, but tonight I think we saw Galloway would probably be leading the team in rushing tonight. He had some opportunities, just chose not to.
So the Greyhounds are going to close out the regular season with a record of 7-2, and they'll be a perfect 4-0 in district, and they will repeat as district champs. Cuervo once again to the 30. Now inside a minute remaining in the game.
This is an impressive drive. They took over at 8:05, so they've taken more than 7 minutes. And this is the 14th play right here, and might be the last play.
They've had a lot of double-digit play drives tonight.
This will probably be it right here.
Could well be. Clock moving at 33 seconds. Cuervo will be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and we'll see if that proves to be the final play of the game.
It's time to celebrate a district championship. Oh, look at Gatorade bath.
Gatorade bath for head coach Jay Hendricks.
And it's cold. They're trying to get one of the other coaches. That's Coach Sawyer they're trying to get, and he fought. He's a defensive guy. He's a defensive coordinator. He fought that off pretty well, like a defensive guy would.
He was in a nice back pedal, didn't you think?
Yeah.
Had his weight distributed over his feet. It was nice. His arm action was good. Yeah, so smiles all around in Boerne as the Greyhounds win the district championship and do so in very impressive fashion as they really put the hammer down on Lavernia by a score of 41-6. So with that, for the Greyhounds, it's off to the playoffs. Carrie, I just want to tell you how much I just truly enjoy working with you. You have seen both of these Boerne teams more than I have, and you have taught me so much about them, but this has just been great stuff, and it's a good time to be a football fan in Boerne, Texas, that's for sure. You got any final thoughts on this game?
Yeah, two playoff teams. We saw a nice win by the Chargers last night. Tonight, Greyhounds win the district championship. I wonder if they're going to have any. They do have a trophy, looks like on the 45-yard line. Second in a row for them. First time in 16 years that's happened, and so good night for the Greyhounds. And both playoff teams and both got a chance to do something special, so let's see how it goes in the postseason.
So now the real fun begins. Once again, our final score tonight in Boerne, the Greyhounds over Lavernia 41-6 to clinch a district championship. So now for my partner, Carrie Barboza, for everyone here at Wick Productions, I'm Paul Alexander, thanking you and wishing you good night from Boerne.